Good morning everyone and welcome to the RedEye Future of Critical Infrastructure Conference. We've got 2 days of great content lined up for you with some of the industry's visionaries hitting the stage, expert panel discussions and workshops to help take your strategy further.
For those of us joining from overseas this morning, welcome to the Olympic State of Queensland.
I think you can hear the crowd talking behind me as well. It's a motivated group that are keen to talk about digital transformation and what's happening in the infrastructure space.
There's a lot of energy and excitement for this topic, and the speakers today I think started by really highlighting the opportunity, really setting up for the discussions that will follow for the 2 days.
We actually understand that our engineering drawings are essential for our operation, and the documentation as well that supports those drawings. So it's not just the drawings. And they're essential for obviously purchasing of equipment, cost control. They have all the construction details, obviously what we want to build. They help us complete building them, switching them on, making them work, and making them work safely. So we need that documentation to be available in the hands of the people who are operating the hazardous industry, which we actually are running. We have a large volume of documents, and I'm now talking about the challenges we've faced. I'm going back 2 years, rewinding the clock now a little bit. We found after we cast a wide net over our many storage locations, SharePoints, different systems, our EPC contractors' systems, to collect all our important documents or engineering drawings and data, which had been placed carefully in all those different locations over the last 15 years since we started. We actually bought assets, and some of those documents came from other companies. They came in all sorts of forms and with numbering systems, but we did not know what we had until we put RedEye in. So we can now find things very quickly. So what used to take hours to find what you wanted now takes seconds. We can find things by equipment tag name. So if you walk out in the field and you go, okay, it's got a tag hanging off it that says number, what's the information related to that? How is it configured? Even a little instrument out in the field has hundreds and hundreds of program settings in it, and all those are stored in our data sheet, so we can quickly call that up and see what we need to do if that's not working. These are some of the savings I estimated that we've gained using RedEye. So in the big headline number, there's about $7 million a year. Now that's a fairly difficult thing to measure, and we can't really measure it, but it's an estimate I've come up and calculated. It mainly reduced search time for information. That is the big contributor there, and you can see that $4 million. That's based on 40 people engineering doing at least one and a bit searches a day. And if you save a couple of hours each time you're looking for something, that's $4.2 million. There's obviously avoided costs of redoing things you've done in the past. We're able to find survey information and reports done 17 years ago by previous companies that we had on file. We'd never been able to find, but we found within a few seconds. And that meant that we didn't have to go and spend another $10,000, another $20,000 redoing a study now because we couldn't find the old one. So there's those sorts of benefits we're seeing as well. And we don't have to go and recreate those as-build the information that's in the plan. If you don't have a drawing to show you what's built, to do any modifications, you've got to go and build the drawing first. So we don't have to do that because we've got all the original drawings and they're up to date. So we're avoiding all that cost that we would have had to go through had we not had this system in place.
I'm Angelo Lambrinos. I'm the General Manager for Transurban's assets here in Queensland. So for those of you who don't know who Transurban is, we're a toll road operator. So here in Queensland, we've got about 82 kilometres of high-speed motorways, including tunnels, roads and bridges. And my role and my team essentially looks after the operations and incident response across those assets, as well as the asset management, the asset engineering, the maintenance activities and the optimization. So looking at how we can optimize the utilization of our assets. The journey we're on at the moment is to be able to better identify and locate our assets to make our maintenance activities a lot more effective and efficient. So what we're looking to do at the moment is bring together all our individual systems which in their own right are serving their purpose, but collectively can just unlock so much more power in terms of how we manage our asset.
Please welcome the Manager, Systems Operations at El Paso Electric Company, Joe Natividad.
Ever since we moved to RedEye, we've got the whole El Paso Electric Company grid into RedEye. It's I forgot how many, it's quite a few artifacts that we have in there. But those artifacts are available to anybody in system operations or anybody throughout the company, actually, 24/7. The thing I like about it the most is that the RedEye application is available on the mobile device. So soon after we implemented RedEye, we had a big old major windstorm come through. We had a whole bunch of feeders and a whole bunch of customers that were out of service and the wires down and several different parts of the system. I've had some of my executive management call me up asking me for statuses, and I tried to explain to them, what is it that we're facing. I was able to quickly go on to my RedEye application, pull out one of our one-line diagrams, make some markups on here and tell them, this is where the outage is, this is where we're doing some switching. We expect to get this half of the customers back in, and the other half are probably going to be out for another couple of hours. And it was so much simpler to show them by having this RedEye application on my phone than trying to explain to them over the phone. So I was able to take a quick picture of it, send it to them, and it was, way easier to explain, and I think they really appreciated that.
So we're announcing 4 SaaS modules as a part of RedEye that are going to unlock predictive analytics for bushfire and avoid the problems of what that can do. This capability is going to let you look years in advance, indicative upper end fire weather, characterise the bushfire risk in the landscape, filter that down to just those areas that you need to prioritise to manage your risk in a meaningful way. So as Wayne mentioned and what Tony mentioned just before I came on, putting your assets in the context of the environment in which they sit. Imagine you're an asset owner, you're in January 2019. Black summer hasn't come yet. It's not even really on people's minds. You've now got the ability to look forward up to a year and have a cogent, defensible plan to minimise the harm that bushfire season could cause.
So let's start with the homepage. We're evolving the current homepage to provide much more than just search and navigation. The new homepage is the core of our focus to push data to you, rather than you having to find and pull the data. With a single click, you can jump straight from your homepage to an artifact awaiting your approval, for example. So what will happen when a post or activity contains a link to an asset? Let's have a look at the asset details screen, the second key screen in this journey. This new screen connects all the artifacts and engineering data you have in RedEye or in other integrated systems in one highly available and collaborative space.
So we've been a RedEye customer for a number of years, so very happy with the product and always keen to hear the newest roadmap and what newer tools and environments RedEye has for us to play with. So in terms of the new assets detail page and with the feeds that are available into it with integration and everything, that also allows us a place to potentially collaborate not only the project teams but the extended project teams with the external contractors that are also contributing content and whatever else they do. And also the whole 3D Plus is of interest to us directly. So we've got traditional, our whole 60 years of the two-dimensional stuff, but we're really growing into the model space now with 3D and plus dimensions.
Just with the new update, I like that it sort of resembles a social media page and brings activity and the artifacts to the forefront.
The big key takeaways for me today is RedEye's move to go to an asset base rather than a artifact base, and a bit of their pushing and pulling that we'll be able to get through to the home screen. I really feel that's going to be pretty good for the guys working in the field with the asset data.
Just the homepage, what was up there today, it really appealed to me. Just really user friendly, and just as a user that has had to wade through technical documents, and it just looks time saving and user friendly. I think one of the challenges when we're using that type of software is to make it quick, to make it easy, and a lot of times you'd go back to the same spot all the time, so it's repetitious. But if you do that in one or two motions, it's certainly going to be a good product, and yeah, both appeal to me.
It's been really good to hear the little kind of snippets of information and tidbits of gold that you hear.
It's been a really good opportunity, fantastic in terms of the depth and expertise.
From what the presenters have shown us the past day and a half, there are a huge number of problems that RedEye can find solutions for.
This morning we've seen the launch of our bushfire product, the future of RedEye, and how bushfire fits in with asset management. We're helping those people that manage those make better decisions to better protect those assets from bushfire.
Look, I think we have taken so much away in terms of learnings from healthcare to mining to a lot of the built environment and also the bushfire application. Really enjoyed it. Thank you, Wayne and the team, and look forward to an ongoing relationship.